Hey, hello chat. Welcome to my stream. I'm Andy. So for today, we are studying cybersecurity, and specifically, we're studying Hack the Box, certified cyber defensive analyst. I was recommended this by some cyber pros, like because I have a SOC analyst interview coming up on Monday. It's a pretty technical interview, and I don't have any SOC analyst experience. I have a help desk background, and that is pretty much ideal for people that want to transition into SOC. But like every sort of career step that you take, you're gonna have to like be better than who you were. So sticking to some learning path like this is pretty important. Another thing is, while I'm going through this, I will be taking notes on how I'm doing things just because I want to be able to remember this in the future. And, as a tech person, you are paid for your technical skills. And if you're not using a skill every day, like there's some stuff from 2 years ago that I don't use anymore. Remembering them is not the easiest because of how in depth these things are and just the variety of tools you come across. Like, every single thing could have 100 layers. So taking notes are pretty important just because once you get past the initial effort of actually taking the note, coming back to them later and recalling them using muscle memory is a lot faster than, having to relearn something using Google or ChatGPT or, even a YouTube tutorial because you've already reviewed it, parsed the information into your head, organized it. All you need to do is really reactivate that node in your head. And so I have a second brain, and hopefully in the future, once I get like Neuralink or something, I can connect this database and just fucking talk to it through my head, and that way, like, I'm able to remember so much. Like that's something I've always struggled with, like remembering. I definitely have to take notes like all the time. Every day I gotta write down the things that like I want to do every day, same shit. Just because I think that's important. Like if you want to do something, visualizing is so important. But if you don't know what to visualize, you got to remind yourself, like, okay, I want to do this. I gotta lose weight, so I gotta work out, which means I gotta have the right nutrition, which means I gotta meal prep, which means I need to go to the grocery. Like all this thing is a habit, but if you aren't doing that habit every day, then you're most likely to forget it. And then as soon as you forget it, like even like a step, like, oh, I didn't do the dishes, it's gonna make that entire process a lot harder because now you're gonna have to dig deeper and try to figure out, okay, what did I miss? What needs to be part of that process? So in essence, like taking notes is super important for anyone in tech or honestly any career field. Like if you aren't documenting your journey, it's really gonna hurt you later on in life because you're gonna be like fucking Steve Jobs and you're gonna have to hire someone to write your book. But like if you're writing your book right now, then it's a lot more authentic. Like that's why I fucking love TikTok and social media. Like it's a lot of authenticity and documentation that no other people in any other time period could really experience besides a book. But like a book, like, but how highly edited is a book? How many stages does it go through before you even get the information? And like those are still the ultimate sources of knowledge for us. And if those things have so much layering behind them, like really are in a lucky time to have so much data and information readily available, and it's probably only going to get better. So I want to contribute to that, to my future, and to anyone that comes after me, because every single data, I mean, science, tech, like they've all been refined through the years. Like, okay, we figured out fire, then we figured out how to get to the next step, and now we're fucking flying rockets. Like, and that's not even the end of it. Like, rockets are like getting to the moon was something done 60 years ago. Like, we still have so many goals to achieve. Like, humans, I feel like humans, at least my job is just like pushing humanity by 1%. I think that's enough because there's going to be billions of humans after me. There was billions of humans before me, and just pushing ourselves just a little bit every day, pushing humanity itself. I really think that's important, and it's a good purpose in life. So that being said, yeah, my technical interview. So I'll go through my interview process because I think that's pretty important. A lot of people want to become a stock analyst. A lot of people I work with, like they're in their 30s or 40s, and they're really tired of the bullshit that they have to deal with at their work, especially you know because of the nature of their work. And they really want to work from a remote job, a work from home job. I'm not too big on remote and work from home. I could care less, but the certain most stock jobs are remote just because of the nature of them. They're if you're starting out as a junior stock, you're going to be put on the 19, regardless of like how busy it is, just because you're fuck you guys. I've seen you already. I'm taking the day shift so I can be a normal human being. Put the juniors in the graveyard shift, not only because nobody wants to do that, but also because who's pinging me, bro? Okay, so sorry. Hmm. All right, I don't want to get too distracted. I do want to get to studying. I'm trying to, lock in for at least 12 hours. It's pretty important that I do this. Like if I get through this interview, it's already life changing, and I'm really close to it. It's like one more round, just like 2 more hours of training my brain, and I've been doing this work for like 2 years. I think I do have the initial text. I'd love to go through those. Um, I'm not too active in the server anymore, but around 2022, I had a 1.3 GPA, and I dropped out of college because I'm like, fuck this. Like, I'm never gonna make it as a CS student. I don't want to sit here and do all the fucking leak code bullshit. And even if I did it, like, how far am I gonna go? Like, it just didn't seem like a viable option to me. I wasn't too interested in coding. Like, I knew if I was interested, because I'd seen kids that were actually into this. They've been doing this since they were 9. Like, so I knew that wasn't me. But this is about the time I found out what cybersecurity even was. Like, I found this guy's on TikTok, and I joined the server. And I'm like, hey, I need to figure some shit out because I want to buy my village back, and that's like my ancestral land, and that's when I started all this shit. And it's what, like 2024, about almost 2 years later. I've been through the IT journey of getting help desk certs, getting security, learning a lot, networking, and now I'm like one more step away from getting a role that could literally change my life and set me up to finish my dreams and accomplishments. So that's why I gotta lock in, man. Like that's my motivation. Let's go. I did skip a couple of steps, so I'll make sure my stream's going on. Okay, cool. I want my stream pop. I will pop this out just in case. I do want to be engaging. Like I can't really lock in for 12 hours straight. Like I don't mind if someone comes by and chats up. But if I were to split this, I need to split it properly. I could really use a thermometer, man. I hope there's some sort of like, yeah. I'm sorry if I missed your chat, but I think there's not really a way to do this without having thermometer, but it's all right. So let's review the path. I really recommend everyone get a hack the box, like as a hobby. It's pretty fun to do. That being said, I don't. The first like 2 chapters I did, they weren't the cleanest thing. It's not. I don't feel like it's the easiest thing to do. I would have certainly done it better. Oh, okay. So yeah, probably in the second module, open and finish at least a couple of them today. Yeah, definitely finish this. Okay. So move this here, go down, start the instance. Start the spawn target. So I was working on this yesterday, and I didn't really get how to do the fucking. Um, you know, I had to get how to do the fucking answers. And another thing I want to say is it's like probably the most advanced cyber force in the world besides, China, USA is probably Israel and specifically certain unit in Israel. I think it's like 726 or something, but doesn't really matter. What they do is I mean, kids in the U.S. we took the SAT and ACT, but they have something similar to that. But then from whoever excels in like math and science, like STEM fields, they get picked out specifically for the military. And if you know in Israel, I think everyone the military or every citizen has to serve in the military. So these kids get specifically picked out to join the IDF and essentially become hackers. And once they're out that unit, they also end up becoming cybersecurity entrepreneurs, and that's why the U.S. needs to back up Israel. Like they are a very strategically a powerful ally. Um, and from what I hear, the way they train their kids is like it's like 12 to 16 hours a day of fucking coding, like military style, not coding, but like hacking, like which includes coding. So they just go at it, and that's the type of people I'm gonna be competing with. I mean, I've already lost. Like I'm fucking 22. These kids have been doing it for years since they were, 15, 13. And I personally know kids that, their dad turned off their router or did their dad was a cybersecurity employee, and they would create firewalls so they couldn't like play video games, and then they would fucking bypass that. Like that's the type of kids I got to go up with, and it's like pretty intimidating because I'm 22. I'm still young, but I still feel like the 30-year-old guy that's like job changing and like has to match up the pace with the kids to do that. It sucks, but the confidence that I got to maintain is that hey, like I mean, these kids are doing this shit for fun. I'm doing this shit for I am doing this for fun too, but I'm also pretty serious about it. Like this is something I feel like I can get really really good at. And to do that, I'm going to be disciplined and I'm going to put everything I have into it because as soon as you don't put everything you have into it, you're already accepting defeat. You're already accepting, hey, okay, I don't mind being the best person. And as soon as you form that mindset of not wanting to be the best, you're gonna not want to like excel, like, and you're not gonna get picked because like you interviewed the company that they're gonna want the best that they can get. That's just like human nature. Like you're gonna want the best banana at the store. Like unless you're in a hurry and you don't give a fuck, then you're gonna, take whatever shitty thing you can get. But then like again, you're fostering an environment of not caring. Like if it's not the best company, you're not the best guy. Like why do you want to work? Like you're really accepting defeat as soon as you let go of the gas. So if the gas is 12 to 16 hours a day of grinding this shit, I can really only do 12 because I still gotta work out. and like be a not smell a human. I really wish I could go full neck beard and just fucking sit here in my chair and just like kind of merge with it, but um, I still do want like a girlfriend and a family, so I guess in that aspect, I will take an L, but I also think being knowing how to talk and not being a complete nerd is also pretty important financially. Like I'm not going to war with these kids. Like I'm still trying to just get my money up. So one of the big things in the tech is like you have the skills, but you also know how to talk. Like you want to conversate and I mean essentially sell a product. Like you want to be able to talk to another and be like, hey, like this is why our shit's good. Like you should probably buy it. Like you know it's gonna save your ass and then you wanted to save their ass because again why are you doing this? Like there's bad guys sitting out there spending their whole day to fucking fuck over people's lives, and that's not their prime reward. Their prime reward is to get money out of them, but the result is that's what happens. And we can't fucking invade Russia and shoot up all their criminals. And I mean, I'm sure we have people from the U.S. doing it to our own people. So the best thing you can do is really deter them. Uh, like you can make attacking your environment as expensive as possible. Um, but yeah, I think I can really be the best at this thing. There's a lot of things I can be the best at. I truly believe I can be the best at anything I want to do, but you just have to put that time in. And from my perspective, this is what I'm comfortable doing. Like I will spend my entire life doing this if I have to. That being so, let's fucking do it. Like I was struggling with this last night. I kind of gave up and went to sleep. I didn't give up. It was like fucking 12, but uh I recently have found a certain drive in me that I had lost since like 2017. I played this video game called League. Whether it was addicting or not, I don't remember. But or no, okay, that game was very addicting. I don't know if I played it until like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., just pushing myself to get better. Was it because of the addiction or because I genuinely wanted to be the best? And I think for the initial time periods, I really wanted to be the best. Like, and that's what I want for every kid in any life. Like, you want to be the best in wrestling at basketball, and that's what pushes us, right? And that's what like elevates humanity. If we are bred by competition to become better, and the people that fall out do fall out. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like they don't have to compete, but I'm out on my own. I'm paying my own rent. Like I don't really have a safe net. So my only way out is really being the best, or succumb to a very sad life and die. I mean, we're gonna die eventually, but let's go my dashboard. Sock alert. Failed login attempts. Okay. Sorry, fucking made for me. So, they want me. Let's make sure that I'm doing the right shit. Okay, yes. Hi, chat. Man, these YouTube chats are funny as hell. So, okay, I see it right here. think it's. I don't think it's this. Yeah, it should be. I just don't understand the question. When they ask, what are they asking for? In all aspects. This is a Ectobox lab. Ah, fuck, I hate yapping, bro, but okay. Okay, so they're saying the logon type that failed is interactive. How am I supposed to know that it is interactive? So, yeah, I guess we could try digging into the shit, right? Um, um, mm, yeah, I can't tell. Oh, oh, it says right here. I'm fucking stupid, bro. Okay, well, yeah, I should just fucking kill myself. I don't know why I was looking at this, the disabled user one. Instead of all users, when they said disabled users. I mean, most of the time, like I feel for it's like if you're being frustrated, you're just not looking at the right thing, or you're missing out some info, and the only way to get that info is to dig deeper. Because a nice thing about computers is like the more you learn about them, you realize that they're not magic. It's cause and effect. Uh, there's something that's creating a trouble, and that's the effect. The effect is the result is that something's getting messed up, and there's usually a cause for it. It's just like these things are so complex. Who the fuck knows what's causing it? And I mean, that's your job. You gotta figure out what's causing it. Second question: either create a new visualization or edit the failed. Either create a new visualization or edit the failed lines. Navigate to the fucking cabana. Create a new visualization. No, I'm not going to do that. If it is available, so that it is locked, it includes. It is, right? It is contains. Um, yeah, I forgot how to fucking query this shit. If it wasn't SQL, it'd be something like this. I will chat GPT this shit too. So it's a colon, and we're doing wild card characters. Okay, fuck. Nothing. What the fuck? I guess you don't need keyword. Yeah, I'm not gonna shit, bro. I don't know. It's such a weird answer. I'll look it up. I also don't understand why this shit. There we go. Or is the talking makes me a lot thirstier. I also might just be stuck at home. I'm supposed to buy a moped today. I am going to share this shit to my fucking ex. Copy that. Go to the X. A little heart. Put a bitty. Okay. How does it look? A little heart. Put a bitty. Okay. How does it look? A little heart. Put a bitty. Okay. Um, Ritsu. We've been informed by the IT operations that all service accounts on the environment start with SVC. I think, yeah, it's like a service. What is SVC? I've seen it in taskbar. Who knows? Yeah, it's just a Windows service. So, to non-technical people, service is just like in general, a service is software that provides a functionality, a service. So, like, that's what it is, right? You have a bunch of services running right now. They're very, yeah, like a service host. Um, And I assume these would like have it yet, SVC, like extension. So these are internal tools that do a bunch of shit. Let me try to find something that I can understand. So the task scheduler itself is a service, and it has to be constantly running to provide functionality or like make your computer do shit. Wi-Fi, um, DHCP client, Bluetooth, like they're tools. So all you really need to know. So here they're saying, we're informed by operations that all service accounts. Okay, it's you need to keep a close eye on. So yeah, attackers could potentially use service accounts to like mask like okay, it's a legitimate DHCP. No, it's fucking China running their typhoon shit on you. So you want to query and make sure that you're not getting fucked by China. Also, sorry if you're in chat and not interacting. I don't really know how to pay attention and watch the show at the same time. Um, I guess I could have my phone. That would have been a bad idea. Grab my charger. I guess it's like a big monitor. And I just have to sign in, right? So I don't know. I got there's a guy I've like known for like 2 years ever since I got into cybersecurity. His name's No Fatigue, and he's really fucking good. Like they're making a lot of money. He just got out of like the Marines. Okay, like 2 years ago he got out of the Marines. I think his sister or something was in cybersecurity, so he had like a little bit of mentorship, but instantly like mentorship isn't enough. Like I'm not gonna lead you to the water, but you got to drink it, right? Like this guy went crazy with certs. Like he would get like multiple certs a day. Like he'd schedule 4 exams a day, just go back to back to back. I think he's like 28. He's trying to get a house. He was in debt, so like he had a very strong motivation. Just get all the shit done, right? Obviously, he's been through the military, and I guess he has a little bit more discipline starting out than me. I'm not trying to compare myself, but than most people. Uh, he's definitely naturally a more capable person. Like he even told us, like when he was in high school, he was very good, but ended up going to the Marines. Comes out, just go like gets a help desk job. This was like so I probably got in towards the end. Like 2022, 2021 was a very good year for IT. Right out of COVID, everyone needed to scale out instantly, right? Like, and remote jobs too. Like, so there was a lot of hiring, and in 2022, everyone's like, okay, we're back to normal. Everyone's going out. We don't need as many workers, so a bunch of people get fired. But during that time period, essentially, we then there was a lot of support that was needed. So getting any sort of job was a lot easier if you were in the tech industry, just because they need a lot more people. A lot more people are online. Everyone's off school on TikTok. So this guy, no fatigue, and like I get in right around the time the hiring ends for help desk. Like, I remember, like I'm still at the job a year later. I think this last year was horrible for people. Like, I mean, last 2 years, but like especially last year, and it just started opening up. I don't know if that has anything to do with me becoming a more capable applicant or the market opening up. It's probably a combination of both. Currently, like in the talks with Accenture, fucking federal services, like that's a very big company, and I'm going for a SOC interview And then I landed other interviews too. That it's not my biggest focus because I'm like pretty behind and the stuff I need to study. Like learning is still important to me. That's the reason I made it this far. I can't stop that just to pursue like a role, even though that is the end goal. It's got to be like a balance of both. But this no fatigue guy, he's like a pretty aggressive person. Like he's at the Marines. He wants to get this shit done. The way people describe him, if you've seen his resume, if you've seen his work, uh, which I'd love to have him on stream one day, but this guy's a monster. And I had to think about that in the shower. Like, what the fuck does a monster mean? Like, people compliment him, right? Like, this guy's a monster. And I think monsters go two ways. Like, it's a very scary thing to be a monster. I don't know how, if he's going to crash out, right? Like, he's doing a lot of shit right now. He's doing a degree. He has, like, multiple jobs. And he's still fucking learning. Like, that's never going to stop. And he's like a bodybuilder, so he's massive. He really is a monster, but I gotta really think if that's the type of person I want to be. Do I want to be a monster? Maybe. That gets me to my goals, and maybe that's not a bad thing. I think a lot of media and has shown that monsters aren't really bad people. They're just people that can get shit done. That's just a thought I had. This guy, by every nature, is a fucking cyber monster. Let's move on. So Windows event log for 4624. I probably should go through a lot of this. These event IDs are pretty important. Okay, log off. That's 64624. That's what you need to know. Anytime someone logs in, event ID gets spawned up, and the code is probably 4624. I think I already have my instance. I have 94 minutes left. Okay, that's fine. So they want me to. This is step 3. So successful RDP logon related to service accounts. Okay. We aim to create. So the goal of the lab is to create a visualization and monitor successful RDP logons specifically related to service accounts. Oh, YouTube thingy. Okay, I have my chat up. Okay, I have my chat up. Turn the volume down. Man, it's really over. I'm fucking balling, bro. I'm balled in. So let's have this up here. Let's have this up here. Let's have this up here. Okay, perfectly. Got my fucking stream on my phone that way they can see what's going on. Yeah, my back. I really wish I could do a lot more lifting. Okay, my dream setup, at least for the next year, 2 years, until like I'm single and I got like this time to grind is Honestly, no bet. I don't have the bet right now. I'm cool with that. I don't. I'm not bringing girls home, so it's just not a priority to me. But a boxing bag, um, some sort of MMA setup, a lifting rack, just just a bench press that I can convert into a squat rack, and then a deadlift and some weights, some maybe some dumbbells, and just a bench, and then a cat. A cat would be awesome, especially if I get like two remote jobs. Uh, Man, I'm gonna be stuck in here my whole day. I would love to have a cat, and probably a big like. I really, my monitor sub's fine. That's pretty good right now, but I think a lot more better work can be done. Probably a better fucking chair. My back's killing me. Let's do some push-ups. Yep, I feel weak as shit. I haven't done push-ups in a while, and you you feel like a lot heavier. It's like a couple, maybe 2 3 weeks ago, where I got really busy with work. Uh, I was doing maybe 50 push-ups a day, pretty consistently. You just fucking hit the ground, you go bam, bam, bam. Like you're a lot more faster. And then I'm doing it 3 weeks later. I haven't done a single one since then. You feel like a, you feel like a fucking a grown human is sitting on your shoulders while you're doing it. But it's not too bad. At least I can do a couple, right? Like when I really started, I couldn't even do any. So this is good improvement. I have a turkey mini stick that I will be eating. I'm pretty excited to ride this fucking moped today, but I'm gonna tell the guy to come tomorrow. Or I want to study. So two SQL servers have logged on using PKI. I think it's personable key information. Okay, I fucking should not have done that. That's stupid. Oh, it's not too bad. Public key infrastructure. Okay. Uh, One thing I feel like about men is like we're by nature we're competing for different resources, money, women, access to certain things. being at the top of the hierarchy, which again comes with all those benefits. And because of that, almost like guys are both fucking broke, or like you come from the same environment, so like you're generally pretty suspectful of uh, other men. Like, what does he have that I don't have? Something like that. It's not too. It's not that animalistic. Um, but almost always, man, like someone can have a negative opinion of you, especially if you're a newcomer to something, right? Like, say you're joining the MMA gym and like some guy just doesn't like you because you're a race or because you're fucking fat or you're ugly, like, or you got women and he doesn't. But almost always something people will respect is your fucking because just humans in general. I feel like men as well because I'm a man, but when you're stripped of everything, right? Like where you came from, how much money your parents had, anything from the day before, like when you're stripped of everything, the stuff that you really have is yourself and your actions. Like that's what you can't control. You can't control anything else, like the world economy or the opinions of others or your social media kind of like. So when you don't have anything, all you can do is really like try, right? So let's say like some guy hates you, right? And you show up to the gym every fucking day, just put in your work, moving like just be silent, be friendly. Like you're there to work. That's it. You go home. Like just like watch him slowly like change his opinion about you. Like okay. Like it's almost always like damn he really put in that work. And, like he's really trying. Like damn I even hated at him on the start. Like but he's still pushed through it because he wants to get something and I feel like that almost always earns respect. Like damn, he's here every fucking day and he's showing up. So I don't know if you're getting bullied or I don't know, people just don't like you, especially like in social media. I think people it's very very easy to hate on someone, and then it's also very hard to like be unique and have a successful like content career, right? Because you're like literally pushing for attention, right? So you just fucking keep posting, man. Like just keep showing up, like just keep doing that, bro. Like you'll like make it out because people will learn to respect you. Uh, and even if they don't, it's fine because you're still working towards your goals. And literally, that's like the only thing that really matters. Because like, who cares if some guy is hating on you, right? So I'm thinking like ASAP Rocky is it's like a really good quote. And you traditionally think of ASAP Rocky, he's like now you see him, he's like a pretty boy, and like you got Rihanna, and like you got hella fucking kids signed to him. Uh, so like you wouldn't think of him to have that
I'm a
background, but
proud LSD user, and this
I
guy comes
just
trying to
gotta put
make
you
it
all on.
bliss and trying to make it ignorant, trying things. Suck a dick. Nobody gives a fuck about what you do. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm trying things. You tried it too.
You
But
tried
how you
too.
gonna knock somebody in the world for actually trying to do something? Trying. Since
Yeah.
when has it become
It,
not cool to try? Fucking
come on,
loser.
bro.
Matter of
Fucking
fact,
loser.
suck another dick.
It's like another day. Yeah.
What's up, y'all? This is the People versus ASAP Rocky, and you watching Noisy. Mysterio. This music video reminds me a bit of the movie Into the Void. Mysterio, you are correcto. Correcto mundo. For the simple fact, this whole video was inspired by Into the Void. Dexter Navy put me onto the movie years back. It was crazy. I think it's either you like it or you don't. When you watch it, it's like either you had a good trip or you had a bad trip. Enjoy. It's an experience. I'm musically giving you LSD, visually, sonically, artistically. It's very rare. Kyle Lewis. This hurt my eyes, man. Like that blue and gold dress, but it was really blue though. LOL. That dress is definitely like four colors. Fuck your eyes. Charles Manson. Do not
I
watch if you have a history of seizures. She's beautiful. So I don't even like
Still
that
to
name
come.
of Dream and my loves. My son Jules. What fucking shit? Wait to try to jump on the electronic bandwagon.
That's wrong.
Go do whatever to get more money, right? What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? What electronic? What are you talking about? Shut the fuck up. What's your name? Jewels.
Bro, doesn't know what to say.
Jeremy Parrott. The question is how was filmed the freestyle with the mirror place leading up to it. Brian Tran. Find my Chizo. I wouldn't just teen us. Get the book.
Oh, that's funny. We'll share one more thing. Future, like, wants to come to a period where I'm about to get money. It's like, what do I do with the money, right? Like, and a lot of my friends like they want to buy fucking Ferraris and like anything legit, right?
I'm always just thinking. You gotta got dog talk words. Words are powerful. You can imagine. I told picking that way to fit.
Has heard you because it
Don't walk around.
mm-hmm.
The people who rhyme, like I spend like not even a third of the money I'm getting.
Really?
Yeah,
That's rare for a rapper. I mean,
I know because I done been broke. I don't want to go back.
I don't
I
want to
look
go.
at my money. I tell my bank account, man, goddamn, I'm not finna deposit, withdraw anything. If I don't get it in my pocket, I spend everything in my pocket. But if it get deposited, I don't never withdraw no money. I ain't, no, I call the bank. What's my balance? You just call. I'm just trying to make sure it's still there. I'm trying to make sure it's still there. Goddamn, I'm calling everybody. So the most I spend my money on is clothes. You know what I'm saying? I might spend 5,000, but that's because I ain't spending 100,000 on the Lamborghini. You know what I'm saying? What I can be putting on the car note. I haven't
They
did
did
that for a
not
year
have to
straight.
show us a picture of a
Like I haven't
Lamborghini.
bought a Lambo and been driving into the year straight trying to pay 5,000 on the Lambo. Got a penthouse, paying goddamn 4 or 5,000 on that, 10,000. Then you got girls and you got baby mama. You spending 50,000 just on bills without even my clothes. And I know the math and the numbers because I done been there where I done you overspend and you spending too much. Man, I ain't spending near the amount of money. But I don't want to see it. I done been too broke. Talking about the brokest. Boy, that shit's sick, bro. Like throwing up, balling, you stirring, you can't even breathe, bro, nigga. You ain't never been so broke you can barely breathe. It ain't who can spend the most money, it's who can stack the most and who can stay relevant for the longest. I made myself feel, I told myself I want to learn everything and I want to start making money from 1,500. I want to see my shit grow and I start booking for 3,500. And I started booking for 7,500, 10,000, 15,000, went to 20, went to 30, went to 40, 50, went to 60. Sometimes I get 70. You know what I'm saying? Like, goddamn. But I seen the steps. I didn't just jump from this to that. You can do it too if you just stay at it and stay grinding every day, stay working. You know what I'm saying? Stay positive. True shit. You know, you gotta be in the studio working at your craft. If you got a job, you just gotta spend time at it. When you get off doing lunch break or whatever, you try to find time to be productive every day on your goal. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna happen over time. Never give up. Never take a day off. Because you never know when the day gonna be that day. True shit, true shit.
Never give up, bro. Oh, yeah. I hope people realize like you can get money one day, but there's no guarantee to get another day, so might as well stack it. It's not about who makes the most; it's about who stacks the most. So I mean, I'll do a video later on my like financial plan. Oh, it's not too complex. It's literally just chucking money, like all the money you have, add, boom. And then don't be spending shit. Like especially on stuff that like becomes recurrent. Like, don't buy a fucking Tesla, dude. Because not only are you spending upfront cost on it that could have gone into, you know, a fucking interest occurring tax account or like tax free account, but you're also like nobody's buying like just out of cash, so now you're spending more money every month on it. Stay broke, boy. Stay broke, boy. Nothing wrong with that. So we'll cook lunch, cooking up some steak and vegetables, and I will be back. Hopefully in the future I can just do a cooking stream and like figure out how to switch cameras, but yeah, like put it up on OBS. Text lunch lunch break. Okay, I didn't do shit, but I'm fucking hungry now. And unfortunately, I have to cook. I don't have fucking meal plans or nothing. I'm fine with that. Be back.
If you've ever wondered why a restaurant steak tastes way better, it's because they're probably using this triple sear method. Start off by pulling your steak out of the fridge at least 1 hour before you cook.
No need for any chemicals or anything like that, it's just pure like
from the delivery that just came in. These are the cuts that we're going to fabricate today. A small percentage of the beef that we'll go through here today. First thing we're always thinking about here is beef. So our beef supply is usually the first to come through the door in the morning. We check it in, we inspect it. On a weekly basis, we go through a literal ton of beef, or we try to utilize the whole carcass as much as possible. So we sell almost the whole cow. Incredible amount of beef comes to these stores every day. So this is Chef Patty, sous chef here in charge of grill development, steak development, everything beef, and a master butcher.
So this is a whole rump off the bone, so fresh out of our dry aging facility. So rump is the bum, basically. It's a hard-working muscle, and top sirloin is what it's known as. It's my personal favourite cut.
The rump steak is really important to our mission as part of our sustainability missions, and also with our UK roots, being such a popular cut there for the Sunday roast, is really important to us to introduce the US to it and show them how delicious that cut can be.
We'll actually use this cut for our tartar dish.
Patty's here from the UK, a long-time member of the Hawksmoor team. He's the driving force behind all things beef and grill at Hawksmoor. Having someone with Patty's skill, how to train the staff, both front and back of the house, was really a big integral part in opening the restaurant. It's really allowed us to be as successful as we've been just being open for 3 months. It's got its head around ounces now.
Yeah, still getting to grips with Fahrenheit. We track the dry aging of it so that we know that it's at that perfect sweet spot of what we want in a Hawksmoor steak, between 28 and 35. I've just separated off what's known as the barrel cut from the D rump. So now we're just going to break down the D rump into steaks. So this is our rump, or top sirloin, it's known in the US on the menu, 12 ounces. It's a fantastic steak.
This is kind of a cut that many cultures use, right? So Brazilians, picanha. In France, they call this the culotte, the rump cap in English, and here we just call it delicious. So this is a cut we primarily will use for tartare. A huge reason why we chose rump is that chew to it and that strong beefy flavor. The texture, the umami from the age, incredible. We're going to put together steak tartare so we can make sure that the steak is at the quality we need for service tonight. We basically test every cut on the cow, and the rump outperformed everything else. We hide the yolk so it's like a little bit of a surprise to the guests when they cut it open. Fantastic dish. On the menu. So at Hawksmoor we use a Turkish-style grill, which is actually a replica of the grill in our very first restaurant, and every restaurant since and is part of the DNA of who we are. So this is a beautiful lump of charcoal we get from Ecuador. Huge chunks of wood, burns really, really hot, really long time, amazing flavor.
You basically want to create some air pockets, so there's enough oxygen to circulate to help start the fire. The quality of the charcoal is good. I mean, it literally takes 30 seconds to light, so there's no need for any chemicals or anything like that. Just pure like fire and oxygen, just playing with the elements. So you really want a nice dry charcoal, and that's why it creates that crack. So the layers of wood where it's been carbonized, there's like air trapped in them. It's a sign of good charcoal when it starts to spit like that.
Working with charcoal in New York is unique, mostly due to the cost of building out a charcoal kitchen.
What you do is you get the grill lit so that it's super hot, and then you create your hot spots to what your personal cooking style is. So we'll always have one side ready to cook and one side that's burning. And it's like a game of Tetris, you're always moving from side to side to play with what's best for the steaks at the time.
Here in America, we're a newer country, and we're starting to realize and care a bit more about like, what our animals eat. In the UK, they have a bit of a head start on that. They have a ton of old world farming.
Grass-fed is like kind of almost seen as a bit of a nouveau thing, whereas in the UK, it's what the majority of our cows are fed and raised on grass.
Rather than just taking exclusively porterhouses out of the short loin, we take the whole thing. Porterhouse will have the largest amount of fillet, probably our most popular sharing steak. As you start to go a little bit further down the short loin, you get to the T-bone, and then as you get even further down, you lose the fillet totally. Kind of get our bone-in strip out of this, which I would say is my favorite steak on the menu. It's beautiful bone on the side, excellent flavor, nice and thick. What's your favorite, Betty?
Different? Yeah, strip on the bone.
Yeah, we agree on that one.
Yeah. To be honest, my least favorite is porterhouse. I don't know if you want to use that one up, but...
Your bloody Ted bullshit.
I'm messing with it. This is the whole tenderloin, or fillet as we'll know it in the UK. Very lean piece of meat.
What we do with the tenderloin here at Hawksmoor is quite unique. Places will take just the center cut barrel, get fillets, everything else goes. For us, we do full tenderloin utilization. So we're going to break down the tenderloin into our 3 parts. So we have the head, which will be our chateaubriand, and then of course the tail we'll butterfly and use as our scurly. And that's where you can see a bit of our British culture coming in. The scurly is a Scottish dish traditionally, and the name comes from the sound of the oats and the fat hitting the pan. It makes that kind of sound, and that's what we'll get seared off to the cast iron. We'll make a call on how many fillets we can get out of that before it starts to cut into the chateau. In this case, it's 2. And then what you're left with is a nice even chateau that's got 3 pieces to it. That's what makes a chateau, where you have the end of the centre barrel and then the 2 side muscles, and that'll go on our blackboard later. Our pastry program, I look at as our secret weapon. Carlos Pro, amazing team, amazing variety of desserts. You know, people coming just for dessert. It's really becoming a huge part of our identity here. This is by far my favorite morning snack. Maybe the maple tart neck and neck, but yeah, this is my favorite thing to quality control in the mornings. Normally I'll be over here and she just kind of leaves it on the corner, gives me the look. That's when I know I can have it.
So we're making the chocolate shells for the Grand Rocher, 70% chocolate.
Carla's going to be making the Grand Rocher, which is one of our signature desserts. It's inspired by her childhood favorite holiday dessert, the Ferrero Rocher candy, and this is her play on it that we do in the restaurant.
It's very important that we try to do it as thin as possible. It's going to be pretty hard to cut into them if they're not thin. This is definitely for me one of the perfect chocolates to have in this time of the year, for sure. It's always in my house, always. It's my guilty pleasure.
So it's 12 p.m. We just finished butchery, the grills are lit, and now we're going to start to get ready for our daily steak test. So Patty will take 1 piece from every cut that comes in. We taste it, we talk about it, we make notes, and if anything doesn't make the cut, it doesn't make the menu.
It's quite a generous seasoning of Maldon sea salt, because we lose a little bit on the bars as they pull through, but also the big heavy flakes make for a great crust to enable us to get that Maillard reaction going, caramelization. Flavour, its texture, and its appearance as well. But we don't want bar marks, we want a nice even golden brown crust throughout our steaks. Obviously different steaks have different fat levels, which will make for where and how long you need to cook them. So the heavier the fat, the quicker the char, because there's a bigger conductor of heat running through the meat, whereas something like a fillet, which has like much less fat, will take longer. You can see how good our extraction system is by how quickly it's going up, although it looks like a lot of smoke. It helps create my natural charcoal glow.
The main difference between cooking with gas or cooking with charcoal is as the juices of the meat is dripping onto the coal, it's creating that bit of smoke, which is kind of coming up and almost like glazing the meat with a whole other layer of flavor, and I almost call it our secret sauce here.
You have to pay attention the whole time, otherwise something can overchar or burn, and then it's just no good. We won't send it.
How many steaks have you cooked, you reckon?
Since ever, millions. I wouldn't be able to count as many.
The importance of taste testing each and every steak is every cow is different, especially once we put something for 35 days of age, a lot of things can happen, there's a lot of variables. So we take one piece off of every subprimal that comes in and test it, and it's a real indicator of what the rest of the beef is going to taste like, and we can flag any issues.
So let's start with this. This is our, it's not on the menu yet, it's the grass-fed, grass-finished. Rib chop. Crack on and try it.
This is the rib that we brought in this morning, so this is a new cut from a new supplier. First time we've actually tasted it, 35 days in the box. Really good, I think. As more gets ready, we'll start to see it on the menu.
This is the boneless strip.
Great texture, amazing flavor from the age.
That's the winner. Yep.
It's absolutely essential that we have the whole senior team in the kitchen during the beef tasting, so it's not just my opinion, but it's the house opinion, and also to help develop their palates as chefs. Well, now he needs to cut 10 times more meat than we did on camera. So if we do 250 cover service in the restaurant, 220 covers come off in that grill.
It's a two-person job.
Yeah.
So now the meat's been prepped. We're going to set it back down into the fridge, get everything weighed up, and get ready for service. So now we're in our prep kitchen. This is kind of the heartbeat of the restaurant, where everything that happens behind the scenes before it gets sent upstairs for service. This is Nick, one of the sous chefs on the grill. So Chef Nick here is weighing out all the steaks for the service. So these are all the large cuts that we sell by the ounce. So they all get individually weighed, packed up in piece of paper, and labeled with the ounces. As customers order them, we know which ones to identify from the drawer, and make sure that everyone gets the steak that they picked. So we're just going to weigh out the chateaus for tonight's service. 6 will probably take us into the first 2 hours. We'll most likely sell around 16 or 20 in the evening. A chateau like this, coming in at 31 ounces. Because of no bone, it's about 10 ounces of meat per person. Plenty for 3. And then we have something here closer to 22 ounces. There's a great steak for 2, or 1 very hungry person. 2 reasons we weigh the steaks. 1, for kind of our experience for the guests, with the marking off of the chalkboard and giving them that control of how much beef they want to consume. And for us, we can manage our cost down to the ounce. This is a count of all of the large format steaks that we're going to sell by the ounce that'll go on the blackboards. We have the different ounces that are available, and then how many in each category we have available for each service. The sides that we do at Hawksmoor are as important as the beef. We want to have kind of a rounded dining experience here where you don't just come in, eat steak, and leave. So here we have the Yorkshire pudding batter. This is another kind of ceremonial act we do every night. The batter needs to be prepared 24 hours in advance. How do they look, Chef? Look okay, actually, yeah. So you can see that beautiful rise, that nice indent, and then you have that nice, beautiful pillowy inside. And so we bake roughly 300 Yorkies before the service every day. They go with the potted beef. So this is our potted beef. What we do with all of our trim, we confit them in beef fat, and then that gets kind of whipped together in almost like a rillette, served in a little jar with Yorkies, bone marrow, onion gravy on the side. Just like another way that we try to be really sustainable and using everything that we have in the restaurant. So this is half an evening's with bone marrow. We go through about 1,500 pounds of bone marrow a week. Bone marrow is in everything. It's in our burger, it's in our oysters, it's in our sauces. It's one of our favorite ingredients. The goal of that center cut is just really optimizing how much marrow meat is inside each bone. Here you can just see in there, by taking the center cut of the bone, you get that beautiful deep cup of bone marrow. You can just slide it out like that. So this is day 2 of the triple cooked chips. Last night the prep team steamed and shuffed these. From the shuffing, you get all these beautiful imperfections in the potato, and that's what's going to get very, very crispy and create the signature triple cooked chip. So this is Mohamedou. Mo has been with us since day 1 when we opened Hawksmoor, and his primary mission every day is triple cooked chips. So many different variables of how it can go sideways, but a real master of what he does. Are you tired of chips? No, never tired of chips, right? Our triple cooked chips take 3 days from start to finish. The labor, you see the guests enjoying it, all is worth it. We do the triple cooked chip, and we also do a beef dripping fry, and we have a clientele that remembers that flavor, and is like, I just can't put my finger on it, and that's exactly what it is. It's the original flavor of the McDonald's fry. All right, guys, 3 o'clock, staff time. Yeah. Good afternoon, guys. Hey. All right, Mikey, let's hear it. Yeah, we have 200 reservations for this evening.
When the line staff arrives, we have a briefing, talk about last night, what went well, what didn't, menu changes, anything like that, and just kind of bring everyone together before we start the day. All right, so great service, guys. So everyone's outside, eating their family meal. I'm just boxing off what I'm working on. We cut all of the raw meat and fish as close to the service as possible. Starting to get to that intense part of the day, race to the finish line. This production is beginning. We have a little over 70 employees at Hawksmoor. This is the largest team I've managed as a chef. We have a lot of legends in each department, and we're just really trying to build something special here. It's 4:45 on the dot. We're doing our sauce check every day. This is the last test before we go into the service. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just shy of 20 here. Cream spinach is a big one. It's a staple here. Tasting a few meat sauces, the veal and the chicken, both really good. That one's my favorite sauce. If you don't feel the anchovy, then you don't know you're eating it. Too much anchovy and overpower you're eating it. Small window of perfection. And then the chips, crunchy, nice acid from malt vinegar. Great batch of chips. A little bit more salt on the tartar, but everything else great. Here you can see all our single cuts for the service, and then in the bottom, everything sold by the ounce. Doors are open, and the guests are going to start to come in. Game time. At 5:30, the curtain goes up, lights go down in the dining room, and then it becomes all about the guest. As the day transitions into service, it becomes more of a conductor role. So we have a bar, we have private dining, which is huge and taking off, and then we have the restaurant. We're kind of air traffic control on the pass, making sure that we are able to serve all 3 at the same time. Beautiful porterhouse. Service, please. So this is our cast iron steak, taken from the tail end of the fillet. Bone marrow scurly on top. Beautiful chipping out of parsley, pinhead oats, a little bit of sea salt. Ready for service. Tonight we have around 220 on the books, plus 2 private dining events booked, and then a full bar. One of the beauties of being in an open kitchen and standing in the dining room, so you can feel the energy of the clientele as well as the 14. It's incredible. So this is our bone-in rib chop, nice T-bone, and a big boy 40-ounce chateau.
I'll never have to drop 100K, it's not a lot. I'm rich as hell at the top. You're just poor, you're not an op. I made $6 million in a year, ain't try it all. They try to put a stop to me, but I'm still glitching, getting off. Y'all can never patch me. I've been busting place for years, looking like I'm in the clear. I'm pulling scams and I'm still here. I'll be risking my career. Drop a check and disappear. Block his Instagram. Now I need another volunteer. Bring all the banks to me, bring all the chases to me. I'm a fiend. Bring all the checks to me, bring all the dust to me. A CDD. Hop out the whip and walk down on the bank. I'm paid to hop on feet. When I touch my first meal, I put that on my team. I can get somebody killed off of it. My name whole way. I can get you just for a fee full of receipts. I don't believe you made that money in a week. Let me see. Let me flip your money. Send it straight to me. I'll never have to drop 100K, it's not a lot. I'm rich as hell at the top. You're just poor, you're not an op. I made $6 million in a year, ain't try it all. They try to put a stop to me, but I'm still glitching, getting off. Y'all can never patch me. I've been busting place for years, looking like I'm in the clear. I'm pulling scams and I'm still here. I'll be risking my career. Drop a check and disappear. Block his Instagram. Now I need another volunteer.
My name is George Chidi, spelled C-H-I-D-I. I'm a journalist. I write for The Guardian. The Guardian? Yeah. Big paper, London, 9th largest English language publication in the world, The Guardian. Because I'm a legitimate journalist. Who are you?
I'm Saddam.
Saddam who?
Saddam from Channel 5.
Like local?
No, Channel 5 on YouTube.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. What's your fucking problem?
I don't have a problem.
I think you do. I am staring at a man who claims to be a journalist and will not identify themselves. You're a fuck up. Legitimate journalists will take issue with this. And once I'm done with all of this shit, George Chidi, a journalist for The Guardian, I'm going to fuck a journalist. Who are you?
I'm Saddam.
Saddam who?
Saddam from Channel 5.
Like local?
No, Channel 5 on YouTube.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. What's your... My name is George Chidi, spelled C-H-I-D-I. I'm a journalist. I write for The Guardian.
Oh, The Guardian?
Yeah. Big paper, London, 9th largest English language publication in the world, The Guardian. Because I'm a legitimate journalist. Who are you?
I'm Saddam.
Saddam who?
Saddam from Channel 5.
Like local?
No, Channel 5 on YouTube.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. What's your fucking problem?
I don't have a problem.
I think you do. I am staring at a man who claims to be a journalist and will not identify themselves. You're a fuck up. Legitimate journalists will take issue with this. And once I'm done with all of this shit, George Chidi, a journalist for The Guardian, I'm going to find out what the hell this bullshit is about.
All right, figure it out.
I will.
Yeah.
This is fucked up. Your people are fucked up. The folks who are listening to this asshole are fucked up. You should be ashamed of yourself if you're giving this guy clicks.
We're here at the DNC. I got verbally assaulted by The Guardian. They told me to get a press pass. I got a press pass.
Channel 5 is in the building in Chicago, yes! Right on. I wish there wasn't a genocide. I wish there wasn't 500,000 to 1 million people dead. I wish It's Not Real was not a colonizer state. I wish 75 years of oppression didn't happen. As an Ashkenazi Jew, I know my family's past, and I wish that none of this shit was going on because we wouldn't be here right now. The only thing that I'm happy about is that you're here.
How has it been for you, I guess, as a Jew to stand alongside the Palestinian movement?
It took about 3 days for me to figure out that I didn't know what the hell I was talking about for the last 47 years.
Some of the images, like this attack on a kibbutz called Be'eri, have already been widely seen.
And now I fully see where the white supremacy pyramid is, and it's Israel. You can't oppress people for that long and then expect them just to be happy about it. Somebody had to do something. Netanyahu knew it was happening. They knew for a year. Our CIA told them at least 4 days before. Egypt told them 4 days before. They knew. So they wanted this to happen so they could take back all the land.
It's all their ambitions to get the land, to get Gaza. It's a prime real estate.
And also Netanyahu's running from 3 federal indictments, and now he's just running to save his life.
Last week we had a massacre at a school where 150 was killed, dismembered, beheaded.
The floors covered with bodies, blood and limbs. Rescue officials say they found around 100 bodies.
Israel, for its part, accuses Hamas of hiding behind the civilian population.
Israel has accused Hamas of using civilians as human shields in Gaza.
And at the same day, we sent a $3.5 billion of weapons, 2,500 pounds of dumb bombs.
The U.S. just the other day announcing that it was going to be releasing $3.5 billion worth of long-term military funding.
I'm not down with oppression. I've been fighting fascists all my life, and honestly, Israel's gone so far in the paint, they don't deserve to be a state anymore. One state, Palestine, where it was for 3,000 years, and everybody coexisted, including my cousins and my ancestors.
Arms embargo now, ceasefire now, and U.S. aid to Israel now.
Where are you from? Are you from Chicago?
I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota.
How do you feel about walls?
Oh, I have a lot to say about walls.
If Trump gets a chance to return, he's going to pick up exactly where he left off 4 years ago.
So Governor Walz is the biggest friend of genocide. He's the best friend of genocide. And he invests over $157 million of Minnesota state pension funds in Israeli companies. And now that's just Israeli companies. That's not also weapons manufacturers that are complicit in Israeli occupation.
The State Board of Investment, which Tim Walz currently chairs and has chaired for a while, has like $4.3 billion invested in corporations that are complicit in Israeli apartheid. There's 119 directly in Israeli corporations and Israeli bonds, and like 560 that go into Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, and all those other weapons manufacturers.
So that's coming out of Minnesota taxpayer dollars, right? Like I live in Minnesota, and if I ever decide to be a public employee, that's going to be my pension funds. I'm actually part of a delegation of Palestinian Minnesotans that just had their meeting with Governor Walz canceled on the spot, as in 2 minutes before it was supposed to happen, after 10 months of him refusing to meet with us. And he met right away with the synagogues. He went out to a Stand With Israel rally right after October 7th. So he has capacity to check in on his constituents. It's just a matter of which constituents.
Okay.
Democrats are portraying this week's Democratic National Convention as a changing of the political guard. President Joe Biden is expected to give a keynote speech with a symbolic handoff of his party leadership. And on the eve of the convention, though, thousands of protesters took to the streets in downtown Chicago. The protest was organized by an organization that fights for abortion access and LGBTQ rights.
Everybody here but the Guardian. Tell you what.
What's up, guys? It's been a long night. I'm happy to announce this video is sponsored by a dope company called Ground News and a real biased night or a pundit station called Democracy Palestine.
But I don't think she will. I think she's afraid of the Israel lobby.
And she has a history of supporting the U.S. special relationship with Israel and saying that Israel has a right to defend itself as it conducts an illegitimate operation in which it is an occupying entity, bombing their occupied population and killing over 15,000 children.
The Fourth Geneva Convention, Article 49, clearly states the occupying power shall not deport or transfer parts of its own civilian population into the territory it occupies. And the external occupation of Gaza was illegal under international law. They were under a blockade. Israel controlled all entry and exit of people and materials. 94 to 97% of the water was undrinkable. They practiced calorie restriction into Gaza. A high percentage of the children were anemic. There was a high percentage of unemployment in Gaza prior to October 7th, about 40-some-odd%, and that was related to the blockade. Also, journalists like yourselves in Gaza are being targeted.
140 Palestinian journalists have been killed since October the 7th and dozens wounded.
More journalists have been killed in Gaza than in World War II. In the Gaza war, where there's only 2.3 million people, as well as medical professionals are being incarcerated in the Israeli torture camps. And what is happening is collective punishment against the civilians of Gaza, and we won't stop until there's an end to the occupation.
If we don't get a ceasefire and an arms embargo overall, I don't think they're going to win the election. I think we get Trump again, and in a Trump presidency, the left actually fights. Democrats will do the same thing. They'll just fundraise, but at least the left will fight fascism. Because right now we have fascism in the United States. You don't see any homeless people around here. Why? Because they're probably locked up. It's illegal to be homeless in the United States right now. Fascism is happening now. So you can't threaten us with Trump or any hypothetical fascism when it's already happening now.
So I'm here to tell the Democratic Party and the Democratic candidates that their voters will no longer support unconditional aiding and abetting of genocide. It's no longer appropriate to say that you're just better than the other guy, that you're going to secure the progressive vote just because.
Kamala Harris, we're under no illusion that the Democrats or the Republicans could ever really do anything to help us. Even if, let's say, there was some nice person in there that wanted to materially, they have different interests from us because they have backers from the biggest businesses in the world. We don't pay their bills, they're not going to listen to us. So we don't expect much out of Kamala or the DNC or anybody they put in that seat, because regardless, they're going to enact the same policies.
We're constantly hearing vote for the lesser evil, but it's still evil, and I don't feel like supporting that. That's why I'm here.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hey, yo, free Palestine. Free Palestine. Fuck Nestle, bro.
Fuck Nestle.
Their CEO says that water shouldn't be a human right.
Fuck that.
Look it up. It's on Google and shit. Crazy.
You made that shit yourself?
Yes, I drew it. I just bought fabric markers at like Meyer and shit. Yeah. Easy.
Who do you feel most connected to?
Right now, I feel most connected to Sudan and Congo, who are also going through genocides of their own that are extremely, extremely connected to Israel. It's Israeli companies that are putting them through this genocide. So I feel very much like we can't continue with our struggle without mentioning the people of Congo and Sudan, but also...
The whole Epstein thing was about blackmail. They would get you having sex with a kid, then we own you, we operate you, we'll pay you well, but you do what we say, and if you turn on us, we'll kill you. We're just trying to really ease the temperature back a little bit. This aggression will not stand, man.
What aggression?
In Israel. There's a lot of aggression there.
It's a moral imperative to be here today, because you can't stand by and watch the body count rack up daily without coming out and saying something.
From the river to the sea, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Palestine will be free.
We feel betrayed by the democratic machine. A lot of the Muslim Palestinian community voted Democrats, and the Democrats are failing us. Free Palestine! My family is still there, and they're afraid for their kids, even in the West Bank. Their kids are being attacked wherever they go. I mean, you can be attacked and you can be killed just any minute. That's in the West Bank where there's no Hamas.
The West Bank is completely sealed off by apartheid walls, checkpoints. Even without the checkpoints and walls, Israeli settlers would hide in the roads and put rocks in the road to prevent Palestinians from crossing. When the Palestinians would stop, they'd come and beat them. They'd set things on fire, houses, businesses on fire, with the protection of the IDF. And it's just terrible over there.
We can't really enjoy our families here because you feel guilty to really live normal. And
fuck Kamala Harris. She's a genocidal piece of shit cop that doesn't deserve to be here.
She's like really weird, so it's like she's not funny, but like she's unintentionally funny to laugh at. You feel me?
They don't care about black and brown people. As long as they get their funding, their money, and the interest groups continues to fund them, they're going to decide and do whatever that interest group tells them to.
Can I ask you what your patches mean?
Sure, this is Hamas, this is Hezbollah. These are legitimate resistance movements that are fighting for Palestinian rights, that are fighting for justice.
And all the women across the globe who are affected by U.S. and Western imperialism. Gaza, for example. Women in Gaza don't have reproductive justice because they don't even have basic healthcare. They don't have basic human rights, right? There's bombs dropping on them every single day. So if in the United States we want to demand reproductive justice here, we need to also be demanding reproductive justice for the women in Gaza.
Workers of the world unite. We have nothing to lose but our chains, a world to win. Join the Revolutionary Communist International wherever you are. And watch Shofar. Think about everything terrible in this world. It always goes back to money. A communist America, you're going to see basically the eradication of things like homelessness, poverty. Fuck you, fuck mother. I got 20 bucks. I'll go fuck your mother. Okay, maybe you should give me 10 bucks back. So that's the party, bro. That's the party, bro. What is it?
You call my mama holder?
Wait, wow. People from the Guardian acting like that? That's crazy as fuck.
I said, hey, bro, let's watch it. You told me you want to film them all.
And then they upset because you're wearing a mask? Yeah. Do you see how they act? The people come out here protest for the truth, and then you take out the gas mask on shit for what? Like, man, like, they ready? Like, what the fuck? Anybody did nothing. We just sitting here chanting. But it's a problem. They're getting ready to use chemical weapons on a bunch of fucking citizens who care about what this country's doing. They want to fucking hurt us and put us down instead of listening to us. They know we don't have any other fucking options. It's just fucking Harris or a goddamn crazy fascist. And the moment we stand up for ourselves and try and say some shit about it, they try and fucking gas us. What type of bullshit is that? Fuck that shit. We should have more options in this fucking country than a fucking cop and a fucking fascist.
Channel 5 Live, Worldwide, Hollywood Live.
Fuck the authority. Channel 5 News.
Channel 55. We don't fuck with custers. And 5 is the best number.
What the fuck? What did I just watch, bro? I'm almost back, but I have to do a couple of chores. Got to take the trash out and probably brush my teeth. But in the future, I think I'll meal prep just to avoid getting hungry and then losing track. Because yeah, it's pretty important. What the fuck is this?
Part of the reason why you're notorious is that you snitched on your gang, you wore a wire, you were an informant. Tell us about that.
I didn't snitch on my gang. Damn, the people are just ridiculous. They were like, D, do whatever you want to do. So I was like, fuck it. I'm setting his ass up.
I don't blame her for what she did. I don't look at her as a rat. So all she did was get a get back. That's that Gemini.
I'm a dead man walking.
Why?
Most hated shit.
Why is that?
They say I'm a snitch out here. I think that's what they say on the internet.
Today we dive into the controversial story of rapper and gangster Buddha G. Born into a hellish and abusive household where DCFS regularly paid visits to her home, at the age of 12, she took to the streets as a way to escape her home life. Eventually, she made her way into Chicago's Albany Park set of the Spanish gangster disciples, and she began to climb the ranks. In 2016, she became the first ever female gang chief in Chicago SGD history after a vote put her in charge of controlling the gang's Palatine territory. However, making a career running the streets comes with risks, and she alleges that someone from her own gang wore a wire on her, and this got her locked away for 4 years. When she tried to tell her gang the truth about this betrayal, they didn't listen to her. So to get revenge, she decided to wear a wire on the very same person that wore a wire on her. Now, exiled from her own gang, she runs a renegade crew of other excommunicated gang members, ranging from BDs to Milwaukee Kings to maniacs. This, folks, is the story of Buddha G, the gang chief turned informant.
Yo,
I'm 5 minutes out.
like 10 minutes.
You son of a...
I'll be right there.
Okay, we'll see you in a few then.
Get you some chicken.
I'll get a mound of chicken, okay? We're meeting a gangster rapper at a KFC. Is this kind of like the American stereotype that everyone else would think of where you meet a gangster rapper? I don't know. There's a little bit of concerns that the neighborhood she's from wants her erased, deceased, X'd out, desperado, no mas, adios amigos, or amiga, we have to decide that one. One of my biggest pet peeves about working with rappers is their timeliness. How the f you run your city, but you can't even run your clock or your schedule? This just isn't about Buddha G, this is about rappers in general. How do you buy a $40,000 Rolex and you can't even tell the goddamn time?
That's where I'm from, bro. I'm from Humboldt Park. Fuck.
You guys keep tattoo shops busy, don't you?
How we doing? What's up, boss?
How you doing? Nice to meet you.
Why I thought the I'm already talking about my funeral. Why I thought the cemetery was right here. Where's it? It's down more, right?
It might be.
Yeah, it's the next light, I think. I believe it's the next light.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you want to just follow me.
Let's do it.
All right.
Well, place you come at, why are you in a cemetery right now?
I'm a dead man walking.
Why is that?
They say I'm a snitch out here. Confidential informant. I took out my whole gang. I think that's what they say on the internet.
Did you take out your whole gang?
No. I got my get back on a nigga that said me the f up. Am I a snitch, Lefty? He's one of the originals.
That's bad douche. Let's just say less. But Drake, y'all some lame ass.
What's a big fact?
You're the first street guy that I've heard use the word douche before. I like that.
Oh yeah, bro, because you got I'm half Puerto Rican, half white. You got to use some hood in.
Yeah, and you just got out of prison?
6 years. For a nigga that told. And they ain't touch him because they had assault. It was a attempted murder at first and they dropped it down to aggravated battery with a firearm.
Why'd you hypothetically allegedly get into a situation with attempted murder?
I ain't no bitch. And I guess Blake thought it was a what happened, Lefty? I believe he was blowing at us.
Talking crazy. And somehow my brother hopped out. The man lost all his street cred. He snitched. My brother was one of the first loyal people from that neighborhood. Gave too much love and loyalty to people that didn't give two back.
What's it like being out right now?
Sometimes I'd rather be back.
Why is that?
Because this ain't shit out here. The realest motherfuckers I be known are in jail. Free my doing 17. That's his auntie.
So how high up were you in the SCGs?
That was the chief of Palatine SGDs.
And now the crew split because of the situation.
Well, one of them's dead. My brother, rest in peace, Huncho. A few of them live in Arizona now because the folks turned on them over me. The other one's split Drake and Ainsley. We gotta go to Albany Park because we're not ducking shit. It's gotta be quick because it's hot right here. The reason why I brought y'all to just anybody's neighborhood is because clearly I'm not ducking shit and I'll go wherever the f I don't care. It is what the f it is.
Strategically, is this a stupid move?
Very.
Why'd you do it then?
Flexing.
Maybe we flex in another location that doesn't.
We're gonna go in my neighborhood now.
You're after transition.
Yes.
When did you start?
About 6 or 7 years.
What's it like being at the top?
Great.
Tell me.
That's why I flex so much. I'm not gonna I can beat niggas though, so I guess it's working. And I'm top all the time, and you know I got more energy. You know what I'm saying? My bigger than his. You know what I'm saying?
Are you trying to get a prison?
Nah.
You think you're the first trans gang leader?
Yes. Spanish gangster disciples, sir.
Okay. Tell me about those folks.
They some hoes.
Well, how long did you rock with them?
Shit, 22 years.
And what made you join them?
My pops is the old school royal, and I hated that nigga, so I went straight to his op shit. It turned out. And I was cool as I was locked in with recipe baby.
So it sounds like you got some childhood trauma going on.
A lot, yeah.
You hated your dad so much that you joined his rival hood.
Yeah, that and the fact that I was cool with a few of them, so yeah. I got no love at home looking at it.
I mean, giving people a picture of what your childhood was like.
It's horrible.
How so?
Shit, beat, starved, and some more shit, all that shit.
Your parents...
Foster care, we'll get more into it when we get to my crib.
To get to know Buddha better, we went to her house, a safe spot away from her enemies so we could actually sit down and talk to her without having to look over our shoulders.
You want HTB cribs? Oh god, no. This is the dining room. That's a cat. What's up, cat? What's up, cat? This is the living room. Oh, y'all gotta see my room. Currently, broke my bed. How did you know? Don't ask questions like that. Trappy! Did you put graffiti on the shirt? Are you getting your deposit back? Probably not. For everyone who wants to know where I got my beard from.
This is medically prescribed? Yes. You inject it?
Yep.
Are you glad you did it, or is there any part of you that's like...
No, I wouldn't take it back to shit.
My assumption is that being trans in the hood is one of the hardest things to be.
Being me, period, in the hood. Being in the hood first was hard. Being a female in general. So I'm the only one in the history of Chicago that's ever had a hood.
Meaning you ran a hood?
Yes.
How many people did you oversee?
20 at a time.
And what would be your responsibilities as a chief?
To make sure they did what they had. That's I'm not gonna answer.
Did you have team meetings? Hey guys, go for spaghetti and pizza.
Yeah,
talk about how we're spin the block.
We had juntas, yeah. We had organized meetings, yes. The SCDs were very organized.
Within a clique like that, I've heard rumors that people might pay a monthly amount for life insurance, basically. Like if one of the crew gets shot, then you might pay for the funeral with a...
It's called a caja. Everybody pays dues. It depends on your hood. On my block, everybody paid $30 a week.
What if someone didn't pay?
They got on the wall and got the ass beat.
Then like
stand there and someone's punching over.
So punching you?
Yeah, that's how I got in the game.
And no defending?
By grown men.
No one defending?
No, niggas bigger than you.
How long?
Gave me my initiation. My initiation was 2 minutes.
So that's the one thing about the game I'm trying to understand. Hey, we want you on your team, but we're gonna beat the out of you first.
It's to show how tough you are.
I would guess it's easier that you're transitioning, you're becoming a man than if it was the roles reversed.
I don't think that would even be allowed. I wouldn't even And that's being a hypocrite, I guess. Technically, I'm straight. Technically, you're straight. Technically. But you started off gay. Started off as a dyke, yeah. Okay. Would you say the hood is one of the most homophobic places you can find? But it's crazy how many niggas are undercover. I got homies that are locked up that tell me all the time, man, so-and-so's in the joint getting f***, so-and-so's in the joint, so-and-so's this, so-and-so's that. But people gangsta niggas out in the street.
What percentage of dudes in jail you think are having sausage?
All of them. Probably like 80.
I kind of doubt that number.
Man, you better do your research on that one. If I ask your boys downstairs, you gonna say that? Come on, let's go ask them.
So Buddha G alleges that up to 80% of Jews in jail do homoerotic behavior. Is that true?
Well, maybe not 80, maybe like a good gang. Hold on. That sounds like a lot of niggas in that bitch.
A strong 45 or 50.
Straight up. I say a lot of niggas definitely in that doing some freaky kinky shit, but
50% isn't their outrageous number. You think that's legit?
I say about 65%.
You were just there, you know.
About 65%. Because there was trannies in there with titties, bro, and niggas was real live feeding these joints.
The stats I was hearing about homosexuality in jail seem insanely high, so I want to do some fact checking. However, these days it's hard to get statistics on purely gay activities because most studies lump everyone that is non-heterosexual under the big LGBT+ umbrella. But most reasonable studies conclude that in the general population, it's estimated that 3 to 5% of U.S. men are gay. According to the Bureau of Justice's 2016 National Inmate Survey, 7.4% of men report being gay or bisexual. However, let's ask ourselves the question: how many men truly feel comfortable documenting whether they are gay in jail? An article I found on PrisonWriters.com entitled "Gay for This Day" alleges that 50% of prison inmates go gay. The writer of the article, S. Buddy Hurst, alleges that prison code has a different way of looking at homosexuality, and it goes like this: only the person performing the act is gay, but the person receiving it is still straight. I guess you could say it's a loophole to still get your rocks off when facing years without the warmth of a woman. With that being said, it's very hard to determine what the accurate stats on the subject are. Part of the reason why you're notorious, they say you snitched on your gang, you wore a wire, you were an informant. Tell us about that.
I didn't snitch on my gang. Damn, people are just ridiculous. When I was 14 going on 15, I had stayed with my OG and I had got kicked out basically. So I wasn't living in the city anymore. I had to go stay in Elgin. But while I was in Elgin, I was already SGD. I turned out SGD as 11 years old. When I was in Elgin, the folks from the city were like, oh, click up with the Elgin SGDs, they're gonna take care of you at the band. Long story short, I was a short, I was a female. So a lot of niggas didn't take me serious, and a lot of niggas were ready to send my ass off, and I was a hothead, so I was going. I linked up with the Elgin folks, and I was cool with this nigga named, his name's that would be the nigga I set up, tricked on, whatever the fuck y'all want to call it, snaked out. That nigga used to sleep on my couch, used to eat my food, used to fucking do all types of shit. Then me and him started to fall off. He hit me up talking about, do I want to buy some pipes? I told him, hell yeah. I was thirsty. I was 15. Hell yeah, I want to buy pipes. I'm gonna crash out. He fucking had me meet him in the Elgin Library parking lot. He hopped in the car, he threw me a duffel bag, well not a duffel bag, like a Home Depot bag, and I didn't even get a chance to look in it. I gave him $300. He fucking hops out. Next thing you know, we pulled out the parking lot and got whooped on by Elgin PD, like 2012. They booked me. I ended up doing, because no one wanted to pick me up because I didn't have a guardian or none of that, so I ended up staying there until I was 19.
4 years for a gun?
Yes.
As a 15-year-old?
As a 15-year-old. So imagine the type of animosity and hate and grudge I had towards this man. I thought, okay, I'm an SGD. When I get out, they're gonna do something about it. Okay, so I got out at 19. I was back in the hood. I called a demo. The folks told me basically like this: either I could take an ass whooping for pointing a finger at a member like that without paperwork, or I could shut the fuck up and just deal with it type shit, because it's his word against mine. So because I was a female and a shorty at the time, they said basically fuck me. So I stopped fucking with Elgin altogether, started doing my own thing. I ended up getting locked up again for unlawful communication of a witness. I went away again to the joint at 22. I came home at 24. When I came home from the joint, they had closed the original hood I was from. So they basically told me this: either you transfer out or you take your outs, basically get your ass beat out, whatever. They were like, you could either go to Drake and Ainsley or you could go to fucking Palatine where your little brothers are at. So I said fuck it. I went to Palatine. They made me second seat, and the nigga that had first seat, which is my victim on my case. So I started picking the shorties up. At the time I worked for a cleaning company. I used to give them little jobs, side jobs. They were working. They were putting money in their pocket. They weren't getting locked the fuck up. It came to a point where they voted Smiley, the nigga that had it for pizza. They voted him out and voted me in as their chief.
What members of this?
Yeah, at 28, going on 29 years old, I hadn't caught another felony for some years. So I was trying to work on like getting it expunged type shit. I had met with an attorney on a few different occasions out of Rolling Meadows. So long story short, he said, hey, come in, I want you to sign some papers. So I went. Kool-Aid was with me. We went to the office and he's like, do you want to look over your old cases? So I was like, oh yeah, cool. So he gets to showing me all types of shit. So I'm looking at everything and I came across that case as a juvenile. He had all my juvenile shit there. He showed me and it literally said that man's name in black and white, and it just triggered. It triggered that shit so bad that my ex at the time pulled out her phone and went to take a picture of it. He snatched the paperwork and said, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
For those of you not in the streets, you may be wondering what Buddha is talking about when she keeps referencing paperwork. Paperwork is the streets way of revealing things like who may have snitched or who may have lied about their time in prison. One bad piece of paperwork that reveals you are a snitch can completely ruin your reputation. For a historical example, look no further than Judas snitching on Jesus Christ, and for a modern day street example, consider the stories of Tekashi 6ix9ine and Gunna. For someone wanting a career in the streets, paperwork is the last place they want to have their name appear. But is there ever an appropriate time to snitch? In Buddha's situation, what she is alleging is that after years of not knowing whether she was set up by someone in her own crew, she found out with certainty that she was, and that piece of paperwork is what caused her to take action and choose to be a snitch.
I left. I got in the car. I got to calling all the SGDs that I know that got some juice, and I said, look, Kool-Aid now is the second person that is seeing this paperwork with this man's name on it. Either you guys do something or I'm gonna smoke his ass something. And they're like, well, you smoke his ass, we come after you. And not only do they come after me, they come after my girl who has nothing to do with anything. Her fucking, we had a foster son at the time. Another kid I took in. My boys. Like,
why do you think they didn't believe you?
Because I'm female. So I was like, fuck it. I was like, I'm sending his ass up.
I don't blame her for what she did. I don't look at her as a rat. She grew up in a fucked up situation. She was a female in an organization that is genderly male. They picked on her. She don't want to admit it, but they tried to use her. They sent her up the river. They sent her up. And the ass motherfucker that set her up, the hood still honored her. So all she did was get her get back. That's that Gemini in her. If you really know Buddha, she's one of the most loyal people you ever know me. But she does believe it, not for not. Now do I call that snitching? No.
The way I met Buddha G, same hometown over there back in Elgin. Like I said, she had to do what she had to do, It's like when 6ix9ine, when he ratted, he ratted on people that betrayed him, Obviously, in this case, it's the same situation. She had to rat on somebody that betrayed her as well,
Do you think it's justified to rat on somebody that betrayed you?
If that person didn't have your back from day one, I said yeah.
And like 2 days later, I was pulled over by the gang unit in Elgin, and they were like, hey, where's your boy Bone? Playing around with me, trolling, because they know what he fucking did. The same fucking officers, they basically told me they were looking for him. I said, what y'all want him for? They said, it's just a traffic warrant. I said, that's enough. Give me your card. I'm trying to talk. They said, can you get him for anything? Can you get him? I said, shit, let me see what I can do. It just so happened that one of his shorties hit up my little brother and said, hey, I got these pipes for sale. Woo, do y'all want to buy any? I said, yeah, tell Bone, call me. And that's what I did. I wore a body cam. I hopped in the car with him. I bought a pipe off him, and I'm the only SGD he set up. He set up vice lords before. He set up foes. When he ended up getting his charge for this, he did no time. The state waived it. If you look public records, that man didn't absolutely no time for the shit that's all over the internet. So my life is fucked for me being spiteful, and he's fine.
I wanted to be fair and get both sides of the story, so I had Buddha tell me who her ops were so I could message them on Facebook. I hit up 5 guys from the crew, but none of them got back to me, so their side of the story is left untold.
Now, me, that everyone got in their head that I'm some big snitch, right? Okay, bond, $1.25 million. Yours. Mine. Did the state come and help me? No. The only reason I got it dropped down to aggravated battery with causing bodily harm with a deadly weapon, whatever, is because Smiley, my victim, was in Mexico and they couldn't get a hold of him.
I wanted to explore how common snitching really is, and there's a variety of stats that you'll find on this. One study from the Innocence Project found that 11% of people convicted of a federal crime got a reduced sentence for providing substantial information. Another study by Northwestern School of Law found that in cases when a defendant was wrongfully sentenced to death, 46% of the time it was because of a false testimony of a jailhouse snitch. Now, it's easy for us to sit on the sidelines and claim that we ourselves would never snitch, but when faced with spending years of your life in a cage or facing a death penalty, it's easy to understand why people turn informant to save their own skin. So it goes to show, for a criminal organization, a code of silence is essential because even just one snitch is powerful enough to bring the whole group down. And if you want proof of this, you have to look no further than the RICO cases that brought down the Italian mobs in the 1980s and 90s.
What makes you the leader? Because I don't be sending niggas off, gang. My niggas weren't getting locked up. My niggas were doing real life shit, making real money moves. They was getting to that bag.
True leader is somebody that will get in front of you and show you what to do, not go tell you to go do something stupid.
When I hung around Buddha for the first time, it was cool, all good vibes, real genuine, you know? And a lot of conversations me and Buddha have had, like you can tell she's really the most niggas out here for sure. Everybody that was under Buddha when she was chief of her hood and shit, everybody was, anything that Buddha had, they had. You feel me? That's what made Buddha a good leader.
What's crazy is we grew up in a neighborhood them next to each other. She had a fucked up household, I had a fucked up household. And I was in a low predicament, I met her, and from there she took me in. She never switches. If she got it, you got it. I mean, shit, I grew up literally in trap houses. I grew up on the block. I grew up sleeping in gangways. Like, I had to fend for myself. I've been stabbed, I've been shot at. When I got shot, I got that fucked up left lung now. I can't breathe out my left lung like that. So that's why I was nicknamed Lefty as a child.
And how old were you when you got shot?
I was 15, about to be 16.
That's young, dude.
I was a kid. Got it marked across my back. Never get rid of it.
Where are you?
I'm a maniac land disciple from Rockland, Georgia. To be honest, my plan now is, bro, better with my family. I got my girlfriend that I call my wife, my stepson's mom, and she was there for me through all my prison visit things. So I gotta give her the word. That's my everything. And I gotta make Buddha proud. Buddha said she wants me to do good. She said she wants me out the way, so I'm out the way.
When people get pressure applied to them, when they're facing many years and they've offered to snitch, inform, and reduce their time, what percentage of guys do you think will take that deal?
I ain't gonna lie to you. A lot of people sit out here and they play this, I'm a real nigga and I never tell and this and that. But when you get put in that situation, some of the people that you would consider the realest niggas you ever met are foes under that pressure. You know, it all comes down to the circumstances and what they're gonna lose.
Is it tough to be trans in the hood?
Shit, no, I wouldn't necessarily say that. You feel me? Most niggas are accepting of females that are transitioning into guys.
What about vice versa?
You don't see many gay guys gangbanging. I'm not gonna lie. You don't see it. And if it's a guy transferring to become a girl, you definitely, there's like a 0% chance. I've never seen it in my life.
Being trans in prison is a real hot button issue, particularly if it is a biological male entering a female prison. Given that Buddha G is currently in transition, I wanted to get his take on the controversial topic. A transgender, what do you think when a person with a goes to a female jail?
I think that's a crock of shit. I think if they're gonna come to a female jail, they should be cutting that bitch off first. Because to be honest, all you have to do right now in a male joint is take hormones for 4 months. And I know this because all the transgenders in the joint, they go to like meetings with the warden. And when you're a transgender, you're in a male facility, all you gotta do is take hormones for 4 months and they send you.
Who gives them the hormones?
Healthcare, medical.
The prison medical.
The prison medical. They see psychiatrists, they tell psychiatrists, I feel like I've been a woman since birth. And they boom, start them on.
And the prison or the jail pays for the hormones?
The jail pays for the hormones. And not only, yeah, the taxes do. And not only that, they pay for their gender affirming surgery now.
So that seems absurd that a guy that has killed women
says more than absurd. That is preposterous in the state of Illinois. You ought to be ashamed of yourselves.
Any final thoughts around leaving people with?
I just want everyone to know I'm not what social media says I am. You know, I mean, I really don't give a fuck what y'all think, but that whole snitching shit, it has really tarnished my street credibility. But to be honest, I'm not in the streets no more, so I really don't give a fuck. If you guys are gonna keep talking on the internet and trolling me how you're gonna kill me, just do it already. Like, I'm not asking for death, but I mean, I'm tired of the unknown, like I told you.
My impression of talking to your squad, talking to you, is that you take care of your people.
I do.
You're a good leader. You care about them. So I would say, let's try and get you that rapper money.
Like, share, subscribe.
It's been a pleasure meeting you.
Sure, bro. You're welcome here anytime. You know, I'm not gonna tell you where here is, but you can come to Casey's, get you some. So he can shoot the rest of the music videos that he's working on. Coming soon. Illusionary Film. Yeah, best cameraman out there. Me.
Hey, shout out Illusionary Films for the connection and also shout out his uncle. All right.
Shout out Uncle Joe.
Hey, real honkies for life. Peace. Folks, hope you enjoyed this episode. You want to watch another? Here. You want to subscribe? Over here. See you next week.
But I need to lock in, dog. I need to lock in. What the fuck am I doing? Why my shit not running, bro? Okay, there we go. Save Me by Chief Keef. I'm not shopping. Hey, 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 hey. Okay. Pistol toddler. And
Look around, nigga. Almighty. Young. Hard-headed. Dangerous. I see y'all niggas. I don't give a fuck about y'all niggas. Y'all niggas watching me like the motherfucking clock. You bitch like this. Nigga, you motherfucking DM all the time. What the fuck you talking about? This what greatness look like, nigga. This the motherfucking pinnacle. This the top. This what every trapper, this what every hustler, this what every scammer get out the bed for in the morning, nigga. This what every bad bitch go get her titties done for. This what every motherfucking bad bitch go get her ass done for. This why they at the motherfucking beauty salon and the nail salon every day, nigga. Yeah. Wall that I knock down is just... It's not a fucking stage, I just wanna feel okay. Okay, motherfucker, now you got my attention. I need to change a couple things, cause something...
I really wish I could talk to him. What can I talk to you, Shotty?
Everything I need, you're too far to see. She gon' reach, her gon' be a hoe, me gon' be a me, baby. I don't preach everything I need. You're too...